guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Vagisha Mishra. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you'll be the first to get notified whenever a video goes live at my channel. So after watching Miss Universe Thailand grand finale last night, I am so excited to share my opinions on what I felt about the grand finale and what I think about the newly crowned Miss Universe Thailand Amanda. So let's get started. The competition began with the introduction round of the contestants, and it was a completely charged up event, and I really enjoyed watching all the contestants giving their introductions with all enthusiasm and vigor. After the introduction round, the contestants were then narrowed down to the top 20 semi-finalists who were then called out by the host. However, I did not completely like the top 20 announcement because the cameras were not focusing on the close-up shots of the contestants while they were being called out as the finalists of top 20. We were able to witness the close-up shots only with the first few contestants, and after that it was a completely rushed up event. The host did not even waited for the contestants to reach to the final headroom, and they started calling out the name of the further finalist without any pauses. It was quite interesting to see my top 4 favorites making it to the semi-finals with the help of the wildcard entries. All my top 4 favorites, be it Punika, Amanda, Praveenar and Veena, all 4 of them, they made entry to the semi-finals through the wildcard. As I quoted for the preliminary competition, the same goes with the Miss Universe Thailand grand finale pageant, that the show was completely worth watching, and the final lineup of the contestants in the top 20 semi-finals was really amazing to witness. However, the one thing which I did not like during the top 20 semi-finalist announcement was the fact that all of the top 20 finalists were not shown in the close-up shots after being called at the headram after the top 20 announcement was made. That was quite shocking for me because I wanted to see all of the top 20 contestants in their close-up shots after they were shortlisted. Also, the crowd favorite Veena Praveenar was one of the contestants who got a direct entry to top 10 semi-finals because of getting the maximum popular votes. Now that was something which we already expected because Veena was already ruling the hearts of all the people even before the preliminary competition and also before the finals. Following the Miss Universe pageant, after the top 20 announcement, the contestants were then called out on the stage for their opening statement. I personally loved Veena Praveenar's body language, speech delivery, confidence and immaculate stage presence during the opening statement. But however, since she spoke in Thai, I could not understand what she actually talked about. But simply looking at her body language and facial expressions, I was simply blown away. Next was Punika, and she did not fail to impress with her body language, the kind of grace she carried and the kind of composure she carried during the opening statement. It sounded quite assertive and beautiful. I was really hoping to see her go ahead, and she did. Next was Emmy, who completely mesmerized me with her wit and charm, and as I have spoken again and again, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that how much I was really impressed by her opening statement during the top 20 finals, and she is actually one of the Miss Universe in the making, and if polished well, she will shine like a diamond. Next in line was Vagisha, who actually impressed me once again with her brilliant styling, brilliant stage presence, and how boldly she talked about the issues in such a graceful yet assertive manner. That was something which was really inspiring, and I was actually hoping for her to make way ahead in the competition, but I was really shocked that she was sidelined in the competition and she could not actually get something which she deserved to get in the competition. That was really shocking. And then came the turn of the reigning Miss Universe Thailand, Amanda. Amanda looks superbly stunning in the opening statement, and she has the facial beauty and charm which can easily grip anyone's mind. The way she shared her wisdom in the opening statement was really laudable, and her final closing statement, "This is the real me," that was something which actually paved way for her. And then it was time for the top 10 announcement. While many of the crowd favorites made it to the top 10, some of the very deserving candidates were left out. However, I was quite happy because all of my top 5 favorites made it to the top 10 competition. Thereafter, it was the turn of the most decisive factor in any beauty pageant, and especially the Miss Universe pageant, the swimsuit competition. Former Miss Universe Thailand first runner-up gave a spectacular performance. She gave a beautiful singing performance during the swimsuit round of the Miss Universe Thailand 2020 pageant, and the girls were amazing as well on the stage. The capes given to the girls during the swimsuit competition was actually beautiful, and it kind of reminded me of Miss Universe 2018 swimsuit pageant. Again, Veena Praveenar was on the fire during the swimsuit competition. Her facial expressions, that perfect twirls and turns, and the way she walked on the runway, everything was on point, and she did not fail to impress at all. I knew it from this very moment that she is certainly going to finish in the top 3 of the Miss Universe Thailand 2020 pageant, as I predicted in my predictions. And then next in line was Punika. She was so beautiful during the swimsuit competition, and it was no surprise at all why she won the wildcard entry through the swimsuit competition during the finals. And she was so beautiful. I could not even find a single error in her competition of the swimsuit round, and she was beautiful. She was completely enjoying herself on the stage. And the next in line was Emmy. I think Emmy still needs time to learn and polish a lot on the runway, and she is beautiful, but it looks like she's trying too hard in order to give those fierce expressions which is required in the swimsuit round, and she was not looking quite natural in the swimsuit competition. So I think that if she works upon her spontaneity during the swimsuit round, she will be a killer in the competition if she again wished to participate. And then we had Petita on stage. I think she struggled quite a lot with that cape, and her movements were not coming very naturally and gracefully. So I think that was something which actually stopped her from getting ahead in the competition. And then next in line we had Praveenar, and she again gave quite a decent performance when it came to swimsuit round, especially when she reached the head ramp. However, I felt that she hurried quite a lot during the competition, and she could have waited and give more expressions on the head ramp during the swimsuit round. And then we had Alexandria on the stage. She was quite graceful when she was walking the runway, and I really loved her smile on the stage and the way she played with her cape at the head ramp. That was quite great. But when she twirled and turned, I think that particular thing was quite wobbly in nature, and that is something which I did not much appreciate. And lastly, we had Amanda. As we always say that the best is always preserved for the last, Amanda came at the last during the swimsuit competition, and the crowd cheered so hard for her. And I as well was very impressed with the kind of confidence, the fierceness, and the kind of sassiness she was showing during the swimsuit round. It looked like everything has been choreographed specially for her, and she actually looked like the showstopper of the swimsuit competition. She was really good. And then finally, it was time for one of my most favorite segments of any beauty pageants, the evening gown competition. I mean, just look at that stage, the entire lighting. It is so soothing and so very graceful. I really love the entire show, especially the evening gown round competition. Again, Veena Praveenar set fire on the stage. The way she walked on the runway, she walked like she owned it, and her expressions made it look even more beautiful. The kind of gown which she was wearing was superbly beautiful. She was looking smoking hot in the red color, and look at her expressions, the way she reaches the head ramp. That was something very graceful and very fierce at the same time. She was already looking like someone who is a national pageant winner and is already representing a country at the international stage. Next in line was Punika. I mean, I was very much sure by this very point of the competition that the competition was actually between Veena and Punika. I really loved the entire look and appearance of Punika, and the way she posed on the runway, that was something very, very mesmerizing. One of the best performance I witnessed during the evening gown round. And then next we had Emmy at the evening gown competition. She was beautiful. Again, she still looked like a child here. She looked quite innocent, and I think she really needs time to get polished, and she really needs time to get in best possible shape as far as it is suited for any pageant contestant, because whenever she comes on the stage, it looks like she's trying very hard to give those fierce expressions. And next in line was Praveenar. I was so happy to see this particular look on the Miss Universe Thailand 2020 stage. She looks so beautiful, and her entire appearance kind of reminded me of Nehal Chudasama's look during the Miss Universe competition and also during the Miss Diva competition. She was beautifully walking on the stage, effortlessly gliding, and when she was posing at the headram, she actually blown my mind. And next in line was Amanda. The way she was walking on the runway, she was already walking like she is a Miss Universe. However, as many of the pageant fans have commented, I too observed that she has the Catriona Gray's vibes when she's walking on the runway, and the kind of facial expression she brings on the face while walking the runway, it looks like she is actually quite inspired by Catriona Gray. And it's not only about the red gown, but it's about how she is reflecting her entire persona on the stage. So that was something which made me connect her to Catriona Gray. And then after the evening gown competition, it was actually time to announce the top 5 finalists and who will further compete for the question and answer round. So I was quite excited for it. And I was very happy to know that my top 5 favorites, the 4 among my top 5 favorites, they were able to make it to the final top 5. That was something which was very exciting. Emmy, who was one of my top 5 favorite, she could not make it to the finals, and instead of her, it was Alexandria who made it to the top 5 finals. During the top 5 question and answer round, all of the contestants chose to answer in Thai. However, it was only Amanda who answered in English. She was asked who is the most influential women in 21st century, and if she were to name anyone, who would it be? She answered to this question saying that all of us women are very powerful, and if given a chance, we can change the world with our power. So I personally believe that this answer was quite vague and it wasn't specific, and when you are competing at the Miss Universe stage, I think you need to be very specific. You need to make a point which is relatable by a lot many people. This was something which was quite a pageant patty answer, and it did not connect well with me. Soon after the top 5 question and answer round, the contestants walked down the runway for the final look, and it was so Miss Universe like. Beautiful choreography, beautiful costumes, and the way the contestants were shown, the lighting was amazing. It was a beautiful show all in all, and I really enjoyed watching all the contestants walk down the runway in their beautiful gowns, and the gowns detail which we couldn't see during the evening gown competition. We could actually see all the evening gowns in all details, observing all the intricacy, and by just reflecting awe for their beauty. And again, by this very moment, I knew that it was Amanda, Punika and Veena who would make it further to the top 3 final spot. And I have to say this, that the overall appearance of Amanda was so stunning. The red gown, her hairstyle, and her makeup was so subtle. She looked beautiful in her overall appearance, and she already looked like she is the winner. So she was already reflecting the winner vibe. Also, apart from Amanda, I really love Punika in this very competition, because Punika was showing so much of somberness, grace and elegance with her facial expressions and aura. She has a very soothing kind of composure, very calm, and something which make us want to watch her again and again. As expected, Alexandria finished as the 4th runner-up of the competition, and Praveenar finished as the third runner-up of Miss Universe Thailand 2020, and it was Punika, Veena and Amanda who advanced further for the top 3 competition as I predicted in my final hot picks. The top 3 finalists of Miss Universe Thailand were asked the question, the picture of Temple of Dawn has always been taken to symbolize Thailand's spirit and landmark. If you become the new Miss Universe Thailand, in what way you will represent yourself as one of the icon of Thailand? To which Veena Praveenar answered that the 3 pillars of the nation is religion, monarchy and humbleness, and that particularly draw backlash from many of the citizens of our country since monarchy is a very sensitive topic there. With a conservative bent, Veena praised Thailand's 3 pillars and further said that I would display humility, honoring and respecting others as I have been taught growing up, and smiling the Thai smile. With these 4 things, anywhere in the world, people will know we are Thai. More than that, it is about being taught to love the nation, religions and monarchy which Thai loves and protect more than anything. So I think this was because of her conservative kind of answer that she finished as the first runner-up in the competition. The question was common to all, and Punika answered to this question saying, "For me, what Arun, I will give the 1 baht coin as a souvenir to everyone in the Miss Universe organization and my fellow pageant mates because it is the clearest symbol of Thai culture. It will also be an action done by me, a Thai person with the real Thai blood on the Miss Universe stage." So the very first part of the answer was actually kind of relatable, but when she actually said that she is a Thai person with real Thai blood, that was something which sounded like an insult to the other people who were competing at the Miss Universe Thailand stage and were not completely Thai. So I think this is one of the reasons why she might have not won the crown and finished as the second runner-up. But if we look at the overall performance, I think it was Punika who deserved to win the Miss Universe Thailand title. And always whenever we see a winner of any beauty pageant, it's not only about the answer, but it's about the overall performance and the overall personality a person can take to an international level. So again, despite of this answer, I really wanted Punika to win, but she didn't, alas. And then finally, it was the turn of Amanda. Amanda, as always, answered in English and said, "If I were to represent Thailand, honestly, I would just show everyone myself because I often get critiqued of being Thai, being half Thai, half Canadian. But what I want to say here today is I'm Thai. I was born to a Thai mother. I couldn't have been more Thai. So I want to show you all of me, all of my Thainess because I am Thai." I personally found the usage of this word Thai repetitive and not very necessary. I personally did not find this answer very impactful because if you were to answer this particular answer at the Miss Universe stage, I'm sure you would finish as a runner-up only. So if Thailand is aiming to win the Miss Universe crown, and if Amanda answers in such way, then she's certainly going to falter at the Miss Universe stage. And given the IMG scenario at the Miss Universe stage, you need to speak more than at least 4 times even on the final competition. So that is something which is problematic and will create an obstacle for the Thailand representative at the Miss Universe stage. And I think if one can answer in their own native language, then what's wrong with that? At least when the translator is translating the question, the contestant gets enough time to speculate about the answer and come up with a very brilliant answer in a very short time. And very soon we witnessed the final farewell walk of the former Miss Universe Thailand, the outgoing Miss Universe Thailand, Praveenar. She represented Thailand so beautifully at the Miss Universe stage, and watching her take her farewell walk was so emotional, and I was very happy to see her. She looked beautiful as usual, and she was very tempting in her evening gown, and the kind of lighting and the stage setup was beautifully choreographed. She looked more than stunning, and her beauty could not be defined in the words. Very nice, very tempting. And then all the contestants were called upon on the stage for the final announcement, and I was so shocked to see Punika being crowned as the second runner-up yet again, because she finished as the second runner-up at both Miss Earth and Miss International pageants, and I was so shocked to see her finishing as second runner-up yet again, and my heart cried a little bit, and I could make it from her facial expression as well that she too wanted to cry hard at that very moment. But again, I was very sure that Veena was going to win at this very moment, and I was so excited, and this excitement was somewhere very much similar to what happens at the Miss Universe stage. The lighting was very much similar like that of Miss Universe stage. At this time I was very sure that it's going to be Veena Praveenar. But to my surprise, when the host called out on Amanda, I knew it that she was someone whom the organization wanted to send at the Miss Universe pageant very badly. I mean, she was very good performance wise, but if you only talk about the final question and answer, I think she did not actually made her mark felt drastically in the final question and answer round. But if we look at the answers of the even other two contestants who were competing for the title, their answers as well wasn't very brilliant. Since Thailand has already hosted Miss Universe 2018, I personally believe that since she is representing Thailand and Thailand has performed exceptionally well at the Miss Universe competition in last few years, I feel that she is going to place certainly. But if she can win the Miss Universe crown, I seriously doubt it, because she might be a pretty face and a beautiful personality and she carries herself with grace on stage, but there is much more to the Miss Universe crown than the stage presence and the facial beauty, which I believe is the eloquence and communication skills where IMG is focusing a lot upon these days. So Amanda has a great chance to represent Thailand beautifully, since she has the facial beauty and create a social media momentum, because people are usually tempted towards a very pleasant and beautiful face, but she certainly will have to work a lot upon her with her intellect and her way of answering the questions. She will have to work a lot upon it, and if Thailand is very serious to make her representative win the crown of Miss Universe, they will have to give a rigorous training to their representative. All in all, I completely enjoyed watching the grand finale of Miss Universe Thailand, and it was after a very long time that I actually had fun watching any pageant. And since 2020 doesn't have any international pageants till date except the Miss Earth pageant, which is also going on virtually, it was really great to see the Miss Universe Thailand 2020 pageant. It kind of reminded me of the Miss Grand International pageant, so it was a beautiful show. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and one of the very spectacular national pageants which I have witnessed in this particular year. One thing which I would still like to say is that Thailand had the chance to send Asia's strongest candidate to the Miss Universe pageant, but alas, they could not choose a complete overall package who has it all, be it the stage presence or communication skills or the facial beauty. They sent a very beautiful face to the Miss Universe pageant, but I believe that it's India's Adeline Castellino who still has the hold of getting the highest placement from Asia and Pacific region as of now at the Miss Universe stage. The only complaint I feel about the Miss Universe Thailand 2020 is that they had a great set of contestants and yet they chose to crown Amanda for Miss Universe 2020. So now you must be thinking that since she was a mega favorite of so many people, why am I saying this? Actually, Thailand had the chance of crowning a very strong candidate from their batch, and having candidates like Veena or Punika, both of them had the caliber to enter and lock their spots in the top 5 finals of the Miss Universe pageant. And yet, they chose to crown Amanda. So after watching the performances of all these top 3 finalists of Miss Universe Thailand, and all of them were my top 3 favorites too in my final predictions, so I too wanted to see Amanda in top 3. But after watching her performance in the finals, how she answered every question and how she even talked in her opening statement, I personally feel that she lacks a kind of connectivity with the audience, because I wasn't able to connect with whatever she was saying. She sounded quite pageant patty to me, and whatever answer she gave in her final answer, or be it the speech competition, the opening statement, it was not something which I could relate to. And at the Miss Universe pageant, we have seen very strong candidates like Veena, who's the reigning Miss Universe. She speaks like she owns it. So that quality is very important when it comes to IMG. Now we have seen many stunning candidates in Miss Universe pageant previously who have been very stunning, very beautiful and impeccable stage presence, yet they fail to even make the cut or advance higher in terms of placement. One such example is Vartika Singh, who has a divine beauty, and she was so beautiful that even most of the prominent photographers said that she is the most stunning face they have ever witnessed at the Miss Universe pageant. So that was something which was the quality of Vartika, yet she could not advance further, maybe because she lacked that coherence in her speech. The same thing I find with Amanda. Amanda looks great, she has a beautiful stage presence. Even Nehal Chudasama had a great stage presence. But something what Amanda lacks is the coherence of speech, and she needs to have certain inner spark which can be arised in different people, and people can look up to her and see that yes, she is my next Miss Universe. So that is something which I still find missing in Amanda. Also, since it was the last chance of both Amanda and Punika at the Miss Universe Thailand, because both of them are 27, I really wanted to see Punika winning. Not because she was my personal favorite after watching the preliminary competition, but because she deserved it. If we observe at the performance of all these three candidates, I feel that it was Punika who was consistently giving great performances in all of the different rounds of the pageant. And just as I have said in my previous video that winning even the runner-up title at the Miss Earth or Miss International pageant is not a cakewalk, and she has accomplished that task. So she certainly had that star quality, the previous experience, the overall personality and the charm to represent herself beautifully on the Miss Universe stage. Also, if we observe the final top 3 question and answer, that was quite a tricky question, though it was a very simple but yet a tricky question, because candidates were to answer their own personal opinions in these type of questions. But if we observe only the question and answer part alone, I think that it's not appropriate or just to say that just on the basis of the question and answer somebody loses the crown, because we have seen many title holders both from the national as well as international pageants who have not been able to answer their answers in the most perfect way possible, yet they end up winning their respective titles. So if we observe the overall performances, I think it was Punika who deserved it to win it all. But if we talk about the final answer, even I find it a bit problematic that her statement, the last statement which she said, that was kind of looking at the other people who were not 100% high-blooded. So that was kind of racist maybe, or maybe some people could take it in a very offensive way. So I think that was something which actually marred her chances. But if we talk about the final question and answer round, even Amanda's answer, I did not find it appropriate enough that it was like a winning answer. So if we have seen the Miss Universe pageant in the last 5 years, we have seen like Pia Wurtzbach answer. We know that she has answered and now she will win it all. Like Confidently Beautiful with a Heart, and even Veena's answer. So these kind of answers evoke some kind of spark and energy that was missing in Amanda's answer. And if she's to represent Thailand at Miss Universe stage, she needs to be a very good spokesperson. And by good spokesperson, I don't mean that somebody is very fluent in English or speaking decorative words, using a great vocabulary or articulation. It's all about how you can connect with people, and I personally could not connect with her. However, having said that, she looks great in evening gown and swimsuit round, and especially her swimsuit round was something which was very impressive to me when I watched her walking on the stage. And she was the last one to enter in the swimsuit round, and the way she finished, it was really mesmerizing. So that was there. But overall, if we look at everything performance, I feel that it was Punika or Veena who deserved the crown more than her. But nonetheless, they have already crowned the representative, and I think Thailand had a great chance to land in top 5 or maybe even win the crown of Miss Universe pageant. But I think if we look at the overall Asian delegates participation at the Miss Universe pageant, Thailand could have done an amazing job, but now I think it's only India's Adeline Castellino who stands the brightest chance to represent Asian continent in the most majestic way possible at the Miss Universe stage. So till now at the Miss Universe pageant, I don't see a very good contestant who has it all to win the Miss Universe title. And I feel that this particular batch is quite mediocre in terms of the quality of candidates, or maybe because it's because of the pandemic that we are not able to see much of the candidates, and that's why we are feeling so. But nonetheless, I hope that all of the girls have a lot of time, and when it comes to Miss Universe, some people can actually work in silence and show the best possible surprises, the beautiful surprises at the time when it matters the most. So I'm waiting to see all of those surprises, and now my eyes are waiting to look at the new representative of Miss South Africa or Miss USA and even Miss Philippines. But I think South Africa and USA also have an amazing set of contestants, and I think that they will give a very tough fight at the Miss Universe stage. So let's wait for them. And that was all for today's video. If you like this video, go give it a huge fat thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all social media outlets. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video.